Welcome back. Our guest joining us this hour is criminal defense attorney Joanna Nieves. Deanna, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here on the program, and you're listening along as I am. Now, at this point, I want to talk about Danker's searches, for instance. Now, we know that Karina's pointing the finger at him, saying it was really all his idea. So normally, under circumstances where you see those kind of searches, they were done by him, that'd be fairly good news for the defense. But because we're also hearing how connected these two are and some truly damning texts between the two of them, I think those searches kind of transfer right on over to her.
Absolutely. I think it further implicates her. It's mainly that timeline that the witness laid out where it's like, one, it's inconsistent with the claim that she was sleeping the whole time, right? We see this communication happening and it's back and forth. And then her messaging back, the go message seems like a green light for the murder that's taking place. So yeah, I totally agree that it's incriminating and it shows that she knew what was going on and was complicit.
Yeah, and it's sort of all part of this plot. And also one of the things that you can argue when you start looking at text messages, for instance, is context. You can say, hey, there's a woman who's unhappy in her marriage. She's maybe having a relationship, physical or not, with someone else. She's talking about hurting her husband, wishing her husband was gone. Not terribly uncommon, although some of the thoughts she's having about her husband, pretty extreme. But again, when you put it into the context of what we're seeing as a whole, that's when it becomes a real problem for the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of her imagery was pretty graphic, right? The semi-truck or him being shot in the face, and then lo and behold, he's shot in the face. So I think it's problematic. I think that the defense is going to have some trouble getting people to believe that she had no clue what was happening and that this other party acted completely independently.
And here's the other problem I see. When we look at the text messages and you read through them, you begin to see that she's kind of chasing him. She's egging him on. She's texting him saying, oh, I wish I was with you, and saying other things that are a little bit more risque. But at the end of the day, if you're going to argue that he's sort of hoodwinking her and leading her along, the texts don't seem to support that.
Yeah, I agree. And even some of the, comments she made with Karina Cooper after the fact, where he found it funny that she didn't know what a shell casing was. I don't think the jury's going to be duped by this claim that she's not as aware of what's going on, and maybe she's like not as intelligent about certain factors. I think that she's going to come across as pretty schemy in this.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And the other question I have is, the thing that didn't sit right with me yesterday, when they said that she called Karina Cooper, who's the brother of Ryan Cooper, she calls him a few minutes before she calls 911. And I'm wondering why she's doing that. I thought that was helpful to her. It's like, why would she call Aaron when this is all part of a plot and just not call 911 at that point? The way she was hysterical, some people thought it was a little too theatrical, but at the end of the day, that call to Aaron, I thought was helpful to her, but now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, that's an interesting take on it. I think that she may have been relying on Aaron to make the call for her, so maybe she wouldn't be in the position to be recorded on the 911 line, making the report to the police. But then maybe he encouraged her to give a call to 911. I'm not sure why she called him first, maybe in hopes that he would arrive on scene and be the one that sees her draped over her husband on the couch, hysterically crying over this dead body. But I think overall that the fact that she didn't call 911 immediately is a bad fact for her.
Oh, there's plenty of bad facts here, Joanna. I don't know how they're going to overcome these bad facts, to be honest with you. All right. All right, for now, I do want to get back to Iowa, where day 2 of the widow's Words murder trial is underway. Karina Cooper is facing life in prison without parole if the jury finds her guilty of plotting with her lover to kill her husband. Still on the stand now is digital forensic investigator Tiffany Lord, very important witness for the state, providing and really laying out all the text messages and their movements between the two on the night up and leading up to the murder. Let's get back into court.
6:17 p.m. Our Snapchats encrypted. This one's on July 1st, 2021 at 10:26 p.m. Where do murderers go to prison? This is July 2nd, 2021 at 10:29 p.m. Minimum security prisons in Iowa. This is again on July 2nd at 10:30 p.m. High security prisons.
I'm going to move forward here to the next slide. Looks like, or excuse me, the next line on your slide is July 3rd. What does this one say?
How long does it take to go through data forensics?
And the 10th?
Leavenworth Prison.
And July 16th.
How to permanently delete Snapchat data.
So this is approximately 1 month after Ryan's death, is that correct?
Yes.
And now from November of 2021.
Does your Snapchat location turn off when you log out?
And did you find then some additional searches related to Snapchat and the functioning of Snapchat?
I did. Can messages be accidentally sent to somebody else on Snapchat? Can the feds pull Snapchats back up? Can data forensics retrieve old Snapchat conversations from an iPhone? Can old opened Snapchats be found again after being seen in the state of Iowa? Does Snapchat save every message and picture I send, even if opened? What is received with a search warrant sent to Snapchat? Can a state investigator read through old Snapchat conversations? Snapchat saved messages. Can data forensics pull Snapchats up? What is Snapchat able to give to feds? What kind of conversations can data forensics pull back up? Even after a snap is already opened, can you use data forensics to see what the Snapchat was? Can I recover photos I deleted from my recently deleted album? Will deleting your Snapchat delete the DATs, which is dates? What's Snapchat cache? Are Snapchat messages encrypted? If you delete your Snapchat, can data forensics pick up anything from it? If I deleted pictures from my iPhone, can I still bring them back? They have opened my Snapchat, but their last seen time hasn't updated or location. If you log out of your Snapchat and log back in, does it show your location in the same spot, but turn it off? If you shut your location off, does it keep you in the same spot for 8 hours on Snapchat? Is Snapchat messages encrypted?
Moving on to some additional search history that you located. You've separated these out, it looks like, into 4 separate segments. Did you find then Google searches related to poisoning?
I did. What is the best way to poison somebody quickly? Is chloroform traceable? Cyanide. Sodium cyanide. Diphenone. Where to find arsenic?
And moving on to the area that you've deemed killing or searches related to killing, what did you find?
Yeah, it's what's the best gun to use to kill somebody? How do people get caught for shooting? How to positively get away with murder? The best way to kill somebody with no evidence? How much does it pay to dig a grave?
There were a couple searches related to locating a lawyer. What's this final one marked to date?
Father's Day 2021.
Did you attempt to locate search history then for Karina Cooper?
I did.
See what appears to be the Safari icon. Can you explain what Safari is?
Yeah, that's the built-in search engine for iPhones.
And so this is information that you're taking from her iPhone that you referenced previously?
Yes.
Were you able to locate relevant search history for Karina Cooper?
I was, but not between these dates.
All right. So it says gap in Safari search history from February 13, 2021 to June 1st, 2021. What does that mean?
It means there was no search history between those dates. Like I mentioned before, the pattern of life, every day prior to February 13th, or almost every day, there was a search, if not lots of searches. And then on June 1st and after, there was also a search almost every single day or multiple searches a day.
So you're talking about the pattern of life or historical use of the phone that you referenced previously?
Yes.
And so the pattern of life that you determined, so I understand, is prior to February 13th of 2021, on her phone there were how many searches? Or what kinds of searches?
General searches for, I don't know, anything and everything. Nothing stands out in particular.
But again, the pattern that you noted in terms of frequency of Safari searches?
Yeah, there was multiple prior to.
And then following June 1st, that pattern resumed?
Yes.
Do you have an explanation for the gap in Safari search history, or what would account for what you're seeing there?
Objection, speculation.
Overruled, you can answer.
Yeah, so it could either be deleted or, as I mentioned earlier with the private Safari, if you use that, it doesn't keep track of your history.
All right, let's quickly bring back in our guest, criminal defense attorney Joanna Nieves. Joanna, there's little nuggets in there that I think the defense might be sort of hanging their hat on. She, again, seems like more of the aggressive one, but she does say that, you promised to take care of me, you promised to, spoil me rotten, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe he was sort of leading her on, getting her to the point where she felt the way she felt.
I think it seemed pretty mutual in the text messages. She definitely does talk about the promises, but they're exchanging affirmations to one another. Even there, you could see that they have like this couple spat, and she's not afraid to stand up for herself in it. She does acknowledge that, she feels belittled by him and beaten down, but at the same time, she's like, get lost, right? So she doesn't have a problem kind of speaking her mind. And, you also see this nature of like planning, right? They're referring to her kids as their kids. She's calling Ryan a sperm donor. And you really see her decoupling herself from her marriage and kind of integrating herself in this kind of new life that she's planning.
Exactly, and she's the one doing it. Again, it makes it difficult to argue that he's sort of duping her into doing it. And here's what makes it worse. We've seen this over and over in cases we cover here on Court TV. When you have a woman who is a mother with children, she has 3 children, young, I think they were like 11, 9, and 5, or something along that line, they are judged very harshly because it's one thing to say I'm single, or if I'm married without kids, getting pulled into this, but with the kids, it makes it worse.
Yeah, she's 48 years old at this time. Who knows what kind of thought she had in her mind about wanting to be seen and seen more like a woman than a mother. We don't know. I'm not quite sure how long she was married to Ryan Cooper, but at the end of the day, women are kind of characterized as needing to be these caregivers and nurturers and thinking about their kids in these situations. And you see it in the text messages. She does care about her kids, but at the same time, this person was killed while the kids were home.
Yep, and they're held to a higher standard. There's no doubt about it. All right, thank you so much, Joanna Nieves. We're going to take a break here, folks. We'll be back. More testimony in the murder trial for Karina Cooper. So keep it here on Court TV.
Don't forget to like and share this video. And for more legal insights, keep watching and subscribe to our channel.